I jerked the rod out of my hand. I mean, just about jerked the rod out of my hand. Wow, did you see that? Did you see that? I'm doing a little spinnerbait this evening in duck grass. Whoa, I lost, turned that one loose. That's a quick release. I like that. What we're looking at, what that grass is you're looking up there is duck grass. Now, that's actually called Illinois pondweed, but in the South, most of the fishermen call that duck grass. Anytime you can find duck grass in a lake, there's normally going to be fish in it. Even if it's 100 degrees, I've caught them all over the South in that duck grass in summertime when it's 100 degrees and some of these real, and that grows in puddles and patches, and it grows along the banks. A lot of times you find it right out in the middle of big flats, and it may just be a big old round piece of duck grass, but it's got excellent stuff down under the water. The fish can get out of it good. It's good to fish topwaters around, but it's because it's usually got a lot of holes and areas in it where you can bring a bait through. Just like I can throw that way up in there, and you can see there's a lot of duck grass I can come through with that bait to be able to catch fish. Now, I don't know if we're going to catch very many, but by golly, we got one, so we'll see what happens. Golly, boy, was that pretty. Man, I'm getting really good at turning them loose, aren't I? Or really bad at turning them loose, whatever you want to say. That fish was not on that stick. He come out of the duck grass. If I'd have been a bass, I'd have got caught right there. That's a fact, Jack. One on that hardwood. Not very big. But he'll work. By golly. I wonder if I'll be able to touch this one or just let him go out there. I'll get to handle this one. Get a little bass on my hands. Yeah, baby. Oh, I tell you, that's some hot sugar right there. Because the air is cold, the fish are warm. Water's a lot warmer. Water's a lot warmer than the air temperature right now. That's a fact. Look at that tree. Got to be something right here. Get ready. Get ready to jerk, Jimmy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, it had to happen. It had to happen. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I love it. I don't know if there's a better game to play than this. I don't know what it is. Red man spinnerbait and hardwood trees. Those fish are laying down there just waiting for something to come cruising over the top like that. There could be a dozen of them in that tree, or 2 dozen of them. Won't all bite, but maybe 1 or 2 will. Maybe there was only 1 in that tree. All that commotion catching him probably was scared all the rest of them away. Oh, come here. I jerked the rod out of my hand. I mean, just about jerked the rod out of my hand. Had it up at a bad angle or something. Nice fish. Nice fish. Boy, I'm getting really good at that. Come off that big tree, right where the limb hit the tree. Not where that junction area where the limb going out hit the main tree trunk. That's what he come out from under. And missed it. Jimmy, got him anyway. He come off of that thing, that real shallow spot up there. My bait hit, and I flipped over, come out there about 3 foot, and the fish still come out there and got it. He was wanting that sucker. Red man spinnerbait strikes again. I'm gonna tell you, this red man spinnerbait that I've got on here, I'm almost ashamed to show it to you. I want you to look at it. The paint's all gone off the head. The eyes are just, the bug eyes on the side are just about worn out. The skirt is just all but pulverized, and yet it's still catching fish. That bait's probably caught, it's definitely caught over 100 bass. Definitely caught over 100 bass. And it's fixing to catch 101. Some too. Just because it's a little stick you see up on top of the water doesn't mean that's all there is. Golly, right in that little patch of duck grass. I was talking earlier. Golly, three different fish in it. You know, I was talking about having little patches of duck grass out in the middle. There's a little patch of duck grass right out in the middle. And there was 3 or 4 fish in there. And they all got my bait. Finally, one of them got caught. Oh, that was so much fun. And all these stick-ups here, in that one little bitty patch of duck grass. I'm gonna let the boat drift by it. I don't want to start my trolling motor close by it. I won't let it drift by it. I'm gonna throw in there again a time or two. There he is. Ooh, it's a big crappie. Is that a crappie? Yeah, it's a big crappie. Big crappie come up there and ate my red man. Ooh, look at the size of that dude. Golly. Barely hooked. Wow, look at the size of that crappie. 2 big old fillets on that rascal for sure. Those big crappie like that's the one you ought to throw back. Keep the ones about 12 inches long. Not real giants in here at all. I think most of them bigger fish are out deeper this time of the year. Those are mostly male fish, seems like. Not giants. I say that and there'll be about an 8-pounder jump out there and grab it in a minute. That'll be okay. I will let that happen. Will not bother me a bit. I want to throw way back in there and try to find little pathways or little open places that you can bring that bait by. And you know, always maneuver it through that stuff. You know, move your rod tip left, right, whatever you're doing, maneuver through that grass. Where you got your bait coming by, little junction areas, little points, little indentions. You want to, all those little things that you're looking for that could be a junction area to hold fish, and try to bring your bait by as many as you can as you bring it in. That's one of the advantages in fishing any kind of vegetation is generally there's a lot of it and you got a chance to catch a fish from the time it hits the water till the time it gets back to the boat, because you can move it around quite a bit when you're bringing it back. Not a tremendous amount of fish in this duck grass, but there's a few. Boy, he jumped right up there. These fish here are running a little bit small, seems like. I think that the bigger fish are out a little bit deeper right now. I think that's the reason and there's not a lot of fish in this grass. Do a lot of fishing, you catch fish, but it takes you cover a lot of territory. It takes a lot of territory to do it. Oh, there he is. He was on the edge of that stuff. That's a better one too. Yep, he was out on the edge of it. Right on the edge of that duck grass, not up in it, right on the edge, kind of where the duck grass meets that's a better fish right there. There's not a lot in there, but I've really I'm catching quite a few. It's just they're few and far between. But when you come through that much duck grass, you think you ought to be getting a few more bites than what I'm getting, but just kind of keep after it, keep throwing, keep winding, keep turning that reel handle, and every now and then one jumps up and they're grabbing it, they're hitting it good. I mean, they're really hitting it good. Oh, yeah, right on the edge. That's the smallest one of the whole day right here. What are you doing biting my red man, little boy? Huh? What are you doing biting my red man? Catch you again one day and you'll be a lot bigger. Golly. Woo! He got it the moment it hit the water. I mean, the moment it hit the water. I thought he was a lot bigger than that. He's hooked on the outside of the mouth. He looked a lot bigger swimming around out there with my bait in his mouth. He saw it coming through the air, I promise you. He didn't hardly let it get in the water when he hit it. He saw it, baby, coming through the air and intercepted it. Oh, hit me right here at the boat. I had that much line out right there. I haven't turned the reel handle a single time. Had that much line out. I've caught a bunch of cookie cutters that look just like that guy right there. That's about 1.6 pounds. And I don't know how many I've caught. There's been 1.6 pounds. You know, all I've done today, and we could have moved out deeper and thrown some crankbaits and some worms, maybe a jig or something out there. Moved out deeper, and I'm sure caught some bigger fish because they're just not many big ones. And we're liable to catch a big one between now and dark, but you know, there are just not many big ones up here. But golly, isn't it fun to run that spinnerbait through that grass? Illinois pondweed, duck grass. It's just one of the most fun things in the world to fish because it's easy to fish. It doesn't get all over your bait. Even if you make bad casts and get in there, you can a lot of times just jerk your bait like that and it'll come off. A lot of times it won't. But it does come off pretty easy. It'll just break right off there. So it's easy grass to fish. It's got fish in it. And let me tell you, I've caught a lot of 5-pound fish out of duck grass. I mean, a bunch of them. Not today, but they get in it. Let me tell you, those big fish will get in it. And they'll get in it right in the middle of the summertime when it's 100 degrees. But at the best places, the best duck grass is not on a bank like what we're doing here. We're going down fishing, finding banks that's got big long lines of duck grass on it. Those aren't the best places. The best places is those puddles of it, where you got a puddle that's, you know, 30 foot across, 50 foot across, 50 yards across, you know, a puddle where you fish all the way around it. Those are the ones that really hold fish. And they'll be sometimes a long way away from shore. Sometimes they're hard to find because you can't see this stuff very far away, so you got to get pretty close to it in order to find it. Just a little ways away, you don't even see duck grass. Boy, it's fun. It's just fun to fish with.